guys, this is Jennifer from Dr. Marketing Tips, and I'm here today to share with you our top 5 tricks for engaging your next patient while you're out in the community. Now, the tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you today are most relevant if you are attending a community health fair, something like a senior health fair or a back to school event. Maybe it's a fall festival or a spring fling at a local school, or maybe even something like a July 4th event. These tips and tricks will work best at that type of event where you're either hosting a booth or maybe you're hosting a table out there, just kind of getting your name out into the community and interacting with folks, and at the same time, hopefully interacting with some of your prospective or existing patients. So the first tip that we're going to offer is to give some stuff away. And there's a reason I have some popsicles sitting here on the screen. And that's because stickers and popsicles have worked well in the past. I was reminiscing with a friend this past week, and we were talking about years ago about a July 4th event that we hosted out in the community or that we participated in. And I had managed to, it was a political type event. So I was out promoting a particular candidate, and I got together and got a refrigerator freezer with a generator, and I put about 3,000 popsicles in there. And I would get the kids to come over, and I would put a sticker for the candidate on the kid's shirt, and then I would hand them a popsicle. And it helped because this was down in Florida, and the temperatures were upward of 90 to 100 degrees. And down in Florida, we have about 100 to 110% humidity every July 4th. And so the popsicles went a long way, and it just generated a ton of brand interaction for our candidate that we were out there promoting. This doesn't work for everybody, but just, out of the box ideas like this, things that really set you apart and that help fill a need. On this particular July 4th, the need was people needed to cool off and they needed something sweet to put in their mouth. And so we helped all of that along. And at the same time, we literally gave out all 3,000 popsicles within about an hour and a half, and had our candidate's name everywhere, and people with their little red lips, and kids with popsicle juice all over them, just having a great time and just celebrating the 4th of July. Another thing that always works well, especially if you're indoors, is have some candy to give away. Older folks love candy. Younger folks love candy. Candy doesn't discriminate. Give out some candy along with whatever else that you're handing out, and people will be sure to be seeking out your booth. Of course, koozies and pens, sunglass cleaner, whatever it is, promotional products that you've got, you'll want to have them with you at your booth at your next community health fair or community event. And make sure they've got your logo and your website and your phone number on there. So when people are looking to schedule an appointment, they know how to find you. Next tip I'm going to share with you is that you have to give stuff away that matters too. You can't just give away popsicles and stickers and candy and koozies, but you've got to make sure that you put on your table brochures and practice newsletters and business cards and things like that. Because again, when it's time for a patient to schedule an appointment, or when they have a need to schedule an appointment, you want to be top of mind. And so you have to, yes, you can have a good time at your next community event, but you also need to make sure you're there to do business and hand out the materials that are going to ultimately let people know what your practice is all about, what your doctors specialize in, and why they should pick up the phone and call you or go online and schedule an appointment with you versus your competitor. The next thing that I would recommend is to make sure that when you're setting up your booth, you have a plan on how to generate excitement. And not just excitement, but you want to be able to generate a stickiness factor. And what I mean by this is, especially if you're out in the community and you're at like a spring fling or a school carnival or something like that, chances are there's going to be a lot of kids. And with the kids, there's going to be parents. And 9 times out of 10, parents are your target audience, parents and grandparents, especially moms and grandmoms. They're the ones that are making the decision, and they're often the ones that are taking care of the kids. So if you can create something at your booth that allows the kids to have a few minutes of fun, that means that you'll have a couple of minutes also to talk to the decision makers at the family. So here is a spinning wheel that I grabbed off of displays2go.com. This spinning wheel runs you about $150. It fits in the back seat of a car, no problem. I have one that I've used in the past. It's almost identical to this. The beauty about spinning wheels is that when you order them, They will show up, and they will also come with a template. And the template is a Word document that literally you can go in there and edit it to work for whatever your particular need is. So you see on this one, it says spin the wheel and win. You can very easily pop your logo right there just by cutting and pasting it right into the Word document, or where it says you can win a mall gift card or a wild card or a grocery gift card for $100. They give you the templates there. All you do is pop in your clip art or your logo or whatever the item that you want to give away is. And 10 minutes later, you hit print it out, cut them, put them in there, and you're ready for your next event. A couple of other ideas that we've had in the past that have worked well for me that have really created some stickiness is to hire a face painter. It takes about 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes for a face painter to put a lioness on a little girl's face while grandma stands there. And while they're doing that, you have a chance to interact with grandma. Another one is to, if you're in an outdoor event, go ahead and order a bounce house. The bounce house company typically covers the liability. You're just renting it from them. It costs you anywhere from $150 to $300 per event. You can put your banner right there on the bounce house on the side, or a couple of signs out front. And while the kids are in there jumping around, you've got a chance to interact with the parents and the grandparents. And that's really what all this is about. It's about building your brand, having a good time, but having an opportunity to interact with people and to make sure that you're building a relationship so that when it comes time that they need a doctor or they need to see a specific specialist, that they're going to think of you first. Next tip I'm going to offer you is to get out in front. And what I mean by this is to stand in front of your booth rather than standing behind it. This allows for you to have a meaningful conversation with your potential patient versus having some sort of barrier like a table between you and them. And my biggest pet peeve, my biggest no-no when it comes to setting up your table or your booth is never ever use chairs. The thing about chairs is that people are just drawn to sit in them. And when you're sitting in a chair, maybe you lean back in the chair and then, inadvertently, you don't even realize you're doing it, but then maybe you cross your arms and then you just don't seem approachable. So then you've got your potential patients that are walking by your table versus stopping at your table. And if the whole point of being at these events is to generate business, and generating business means building relationships, you can't do it if you're sitting behind a table with your arms crossed. You've got to be open and ready to engage with your potential patient. And that's what I mean by getting out in front. Don't get locked behind the table. Something like a spinning wheel is a perfect opportunity to stand right at your table at the front, helping people spin the wheel and handing out goodies. These interactions go a very long way when it comes to building a patient base. So if there's only one thing you take away from this entire presentation, just take away the fact that don't pack chairs when you're going to your event. Instead, encourage your folks to wear comfortable sneakers or nice shoes that they can stand for a couple of hours and interact with people. It'll go a long way, and you'll thank me for it in the long run, because your booth will stand out tenfold to all your neighbors if you are not taking chairs. And then last tip I'm going to give you is you got to give your prospects something to look at. You can very easily create a slideshow and throw it on a tablet or on your laptop. And if you're taking our advice and you're participating in community events and you're taking photos and you're taking photos of maybe employee appreciation days or golf outings or bowling tournaments or track events or 5Ks that you're out in the community with, then you should have a photo library by now. And if you're on social media, you've got to be taking photos, because photos are what generate engagement on social media. So it's very easy. You've got the technology is usually built into your tablet or built into your laptop, that once you've got your photos, all you have to do is create a quick photo slideshow. And this will make you look sophisticated, even when you might not even be sophisticated. Plus, people just love photos. The fact is, if grandma and grandpa are out at a spring fling in the community with their grandkids, they care about the community. They're invested in this community. And it matters to your potential patients that you're also invested in this community. So if there's anything that you can do out there when you're sitting at a table, if you want to add something that really helps differentiate you from the others, invest in a little photo slideshow and put it on your tablet or laptop. It goes a long way. So just to give you a quick recap of what we talked about, the 5 things. First and foremost, make sure that you have a game plan for giving stuff away. People love free things, and the bigger and the better and the more out of the box your free stuff is, the more people are going to remember you. But make sure that when you're giving away things, that you give away things that matter too, like your brochures and your business cards and your flyers. Make sure you have a plan for generating excitement at your next vendor booth. Spinning wheels, I love, but I'd love to hear also if you've got any ideas. Go on to the Dr. Marketing Tips website and let us know what ideas and what works for you at your community events, because I'm always looking for ways to generate excitement. Long gone are the days that I can do 3,000 popsicles, but it was great because I'm talking to my friend this week and we were reminiscing, and it resonated with both of us because it was such a hit. And we just need to know what's the next big hit out there. How are you going to differentiate yourself? And that excitement factor is a great place to start. Get out in front of the table. Don't stand behind it. Stand in front of it. Remember, it's all about engagement. You got to build relationships with patients if you want to get more patients in the door. And this is a great way and an easy and effective way to build relationships. And finally, give your prospects something to look at. Show them what it is that makes your practice special. If you're out in the community and you're getting involved in things, show them those photos, because images, a good picture is worth 1,000 words, and you can tell your story of community involvement and how your practice is better than the one down the street. You can do it with a couple of really strong photos. So I hope these tips and tricks for engaging your next patient at your next community event have been helpful. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for joining Dr. Marketing Tips. This has been a labor of love for Corey and I, and something that we've wanted to do for a long time. And we're really proud that we've been able to launch it. And we hope that you're getting some valuable insight, studying up. And hopefully you've taken the 9-part internet course at this point, and you're checking out some of our ebooks. And we'd love to hear from you as well. So again, this is Jennifer with Dr. Marketing Tips. And until I see you next time, you have a great day. Thank you.